How many people have had this done?
Depends on what. I don't think we have exact numbers, but if we're talking about the drugs, millions.
You're talking about hormone blockers?
Yeah.
Millions of kids have been on hormone blockers? Really?
I'm sure someone's going to fact check me on that, but my guess is that we're into the millions now at this point. Yeah, that would be my guess. I can say for double mastectomies, I read a report recently that there were over 1,000 done between 2016 and 2019, and when you compare that to how many were done between 2008 and 2015, it's a massive increase. And over 1,000 girls had gender affirming double mastectomies in that time frame.
And when you say girls, you're talking about prepubescent,
right? Minors, and that's just up until 2019. And then we know that there's been this exponential increase with all this stuff year over year. So it's a lot. It's too many. Having this happen to one kid is way too many. It's a lot more than one. I actually think that this shouldn't be happening to.
It's a very small number, if that's right.
It says over the last 5 years, there were at least 4,780 adolescents who started puberty blockers and had a prior gender dysphoria diagnosis.
This says it's kind of undercounted, but that
would be a big undercounting.
Less than 1,000 people a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would guess, hundreds of thousands at this, but I could be wrong.
Million sounds great.
Yeah, I could be wrong.
Yeah.
The Media Matters will have fun with that clip.
Yeah.
So you don't necessarily expect on the Joe Rogan podcast to hear a lot of fact checks. But I love that we haven't gotten the fact check yet. We're about to. Joe Rogan was actually asking follow-up questions. Like he didn't really believe the numbers he was hearing. He was suspicious. He was actually thinking critically about it. I was very impressed by it actually. And you can already tell what shaky ground Matt Walsh is on when he says, is it really in the millions? And Matt Walsh is like, well, someone's probably gonna fact check me, but I guess it's in the millions. And I would just say for someone who definitely thinks he's an intellectual, shouldn't you fact check it? Like before you go on other shows and make claims about it, before you make documentaries about it? Shouldn't it not be your guess that it's in the millions? Shouldn't it be a fact that you verified? Shouldn't your position on what should happen be informed by what has actually happened? Shouldn't the facts come first and your opinion on it come second?
I have a friend, and my friend's wife is a school teacher, and she told him that there was discussions in the school that a mother wanted to put a litter box in one of the bathrooms. And he told me this, and I talked about it on here, and then people were saying, that's not true, it's an internet rumor. So I contacted him again, and I said, tell me exactly what she said, and contact her and find out. She no longer works for that school, she works for another school. She contacted the other school, she didn't get a response. I don't think they actually did it. I think there was discussions about doing it because there was one particularly wacky mother, but it doesn't seem that there's any proof that they put a litter box in there. Out of all of my searching, I could only find one poster, one guy who said he had used a litter box. So this one person who was saying that he thought it was kinky and he'd like to use it, he, they, it, them, whatever, like to use a litter box. So that was all I could find.
So that is as close as we're probably gonna come to Joe Rogan admitting that he was wrong. Not really apologizing for misinforming literally millions of people about the kitty litter thing, literally months and months and months after it had been debunked over and over and over again. But he sort of admitted that he couldn't find any evidence of it, and he talked about it on his show. So I guess that's progress. Anna, what do you think?
I think that maybe doing the digging he did after making the statements on the show should have happened before he made the statements on the show. Maybe. But you know what? I'll take it. I'll take it.
I saw, a lot of these Christians out there, I mean, they're really connected in with the whole Q thing. Have you noticed that?
Q and like QAnon, is that what you're saying?
Just Q.
What is Q?
17.
Can you explain it to people? What does that mean?
17.
17, like the letter Q?
And that means 8, and then you reduce that down to 2 and reduce it to 1. It's a mystical thing.
For once, I have the exact same reaction as Joe Rogan to something happening.
Everything about this is like, okay, Cumer, like she's so behind. She was so disconnected from the craziness of 4 or 5 years ago that two things happen. One, she discovers this all anew, but two, it's very obvious that like people in those last 5 years have been able to hone their like, first entree into discussions with Roseanne Barr in a way that doesn't seem as crazy as in the last 5 years we've all come to know it is. So someone I'm sure just went up to her and was like, in numerology, which is spiritual, which has roots in Judaism, where they would go through the Torah and say like the 5th letter here and the 9th letter here, and it would all come together. And it's kind of that kind of spirituality, which is so far removed from like blood-sucking baby killers who are grooming children so that they can live forever under a pizza joint.
Yeah.
But she's so far beyond that, and it does this weird, like, it's like predatory thing where you get someone like Roseanne Barr, who is so completely jaded by the whole situation. She got canceled or whatever. And the same with Joe Rogan. People were like, oh, they got mad at something stupid he said. And they can't believe that they themselves would be the problem. And they obviously know that someone else is the problem. And anyone who gives them an opportunity to say that other people are the problem, they chomp at that immediately. And it renders up to all of us stupid crap like this.